Hello, my wonderful friends all across America and around the world. Speaking with a heart full of warmth and an important message that many men over 60 have never been told. Understanding a woman's pleasure isn't just nice to know. It's a key to deeper intimacy, stronger connection, and more joyful relationships. But before we dive in, I want to ask you something personal. Where are you watching from today? Are you relaxing in a quiet backyard in Nashville with a cup of sweet tea? Maybe you're people watching at a cafe in Seattle with a hot latte in hand. Or perhaps you're on your porch in Atlanta letting the summer breeze wash over you. Type your city or country in the comments. I want to know how far this message is reaching. Now let's get into it. Imagine this, it's Saturday night. The world has slowed down just enough for you to finally enjoy a quiet, tender moment with your partner. Maybe you're in Chicago, cozy on the couch with a deep dish pizza from the same spot you visited on your first date, or in Austin sharing a laugh about that wild road trip through the Texas Hill Country when you got totally lost but somehow didn't care. In those moments of intimacy when the noise fades and connection takes center stage, have you ever wondered what's actually happening inside her body? I'm not talking about the myths you may have heard during poker night, or the wild exaggerations from late-night movies. I mean the real biology, the emotional truth, and the intimate wisdom that very few people ever explain clearly. So today, I want to take you there. For the gentlemen out there, especially my wise, seasoned men who've lived full lives, maybe you've asked yourself a quiet question in the middle of intimacy, something like, what's going on in her body right now? Is this normal? Should I be concerned or celebrating? And perhaps the words squirting or female ejaculation have popped into your world. Maybe you heard it mentioned casually during a late-night sports game with friends, or stumbled onto a discussion about things no one tells you about intimacy, and you wondered, is it real? Is it safe? Is it urine? Should I do something about it? If any of those questions sound familiar, even if you've never said them out loud, I want you to know something very important. You're not alone. These are questions I hear every single week in my practice, often asked shyly, with a nervous chuckle or a quick glance at the floor. But let me tell you, these questions are smart. They matter and they deserve clear, honest, compassionate answers. That's what we're doing today. So let's put aside the shame and open the door to knowledge, trust, and better connection, whether you're just starting to explore a new relationship or you've been with the same wonderful woman for decades through grandkids, retirement parties, and Sunday morning crossword puzzles. This conversation is for you. So grab your favorite drink, a bourbon in Louisville, a craft IPA in Portland, a coffee in Boston, and let's talk about what female ejaculation really is, what it means for your relationship, and why it might just be one of the most beautiful signs of trust and release you'll ever witness. If you're ready for an honest, shame-free conversation that makes intimacy feel human, respectful, and alive, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Join our growing community of mature men and women who believe love gets better with age, and intimacy does too. Ready? Let's begin. At the heart of the mystery, you've heard the word squirting before. Maybe someone brought it up at a barbecue in Charlotte over a rack of ribs, joking about something they saw online, or it came up in a quiet moment of curiosity during a conversation with your spouse. Some people say it's urine. Others say it's magical, and a few think it's not real at all. But here's the truth, it's very real, it's deeply human, and it's fascinating. Now this next part might surprise you, because we're going deep into biology, but I promise I'll explain it like we're sitting in your kitchen having coffee and a smile. When a woman is deeply aroused, and I mean fully immersed, breath-catching, heart-racing, completely in the moment, her body may release not one but two distinct fluids. The first is something most people know, vaginal lubrication. This is her body's natural way of saying, "Yes, I'm ready." It's produced as blood flow increases to the vaginal walls, and it serves a vital role making intimacy smoother, more comfortable, and more enjoyable. Think of it like a gentle rain before the sun comes out. It softens everything. That's the warm-up act. But then something else may happen. Sometimes during intense stimulation, especially of the G-spot, another fluid is released. Not a drop, not a trickle, but a gush, sometimes sudden, sometimes surprising. This is what many call female ejaculation or squirting, and here's where the misunderstanding begins. Many assume this gush comes from the vagina, but it doesn't. It actually comes from a small gland surrounding the urethra, known as the Skene's glands. Some people even call them the female prostate because they share similar structure and function with the male prostate. Now, these little glands are powerhouses of sensitivity. They respond to deep, rhythmic stimulation, often centered around the G-spot, which is located on the front vaginal wall just a few inches inside. When arousal is high, when emotional connection is strong, and when the stimulation hits just right, these glands may release a fluid through the urethra that is completely different from urine. Let me say that again, yes, it exits from the urethra, but it is not urine. So what's in it? I'm glad you asked because scientists have looked closely at this fluid. They've studied its chemical makeup, and here's what they've found. This fluid contains traces of urea and creatinine, which are also found in urine, prostate-specific antigen, PSA, also found in male semen, glucose and enzymes not typically found in urine at all. So what does that mean? It means that this is a unique blend produced by a woman's body in a moment of intense pleasure. It's not just waste being expelled. It's an expression, a physical, emotional, hormonal, and nervous system response to pleasure, trust, and deep stimulation. Think of it like a custom cocktail mixed by the body during a moment of vulnerability and intensity. It's not mystical, it's not scary, it's completely natural. And here's something else I want you to hear clearly: not every woman ejaculates, and that is 100% normal. Some do it frequently, some only on rare occasions, and some never experience it at all. It's not a performance metric, it's not a goal, it's not something you're supposed to make happen. It's just one of many possible ways the body may express deep arousal and release. Just like some men prefer strong espresso and others reach for black tea, it's a matter of biology, not worthiness. The most important thing is that we learn to recognize it, respect it, and respond with care. Now here's the moment many of you have been waiting for. Let's talk about safety and health considerations. Yes, that's a question I get asked more often than you'd think. And if you've been curious but never felt bold enough to say it, don't worry, you're in the right place. The short answer: yes, it's generally safe when both partners are healthy. According to studies in sexual medicine and clinical microbiology, this fluid, despite coming from the urethra, is not toxic. It may contain trace levels of urea and creatinine, like urine, but it also includes glucose, enzymes, and prostate-specific antigen, which aren't found in urine. More importantly, no evidence exists that this fluid poses a health risk when shared between consenting, healthy partners. Let me put it another way: contact with this fluid is no riskier than kissing your partner deeply, sharing a drink with them, or cuddling up after a long day. In fact, most of the health risks around intimacy don't come from the act itself, but from undiagnosed infections like STIs. So if you and your partner are in a committed relationship and you've both had open conversations about your health, and maybe even a shared trip to the clinic, then you have nothing to fear. But let's keep it real for a moment. I know this still might feel uncomfortable. Maybe you grew up in a house where no one ever talked about intimacy, or maybe your friends joke about things like this at poker night, but nobody ever says how they really feel. That's okay. You're not alone. Most men, especially men over 50, were never taught how to have honest, shame-free conversations about intimacy. But here's the beauty of growing older: you get to write your own script now. You don't need to perform. You don't need to fake confidence. You don't need to pretend you know everything. Curiosity is attractive. Vulnerability is appealing, and when you respond to your partner's release not with fear, but with presence, you're doing something extraordinary. You're showing up as a safe, steady, and accepting partner. Let's go a step deeper. What's the emotional impact of responding to this experience with love instead of shame? Imagine this: it's late at night, you and your partner are wrapped in each other, skin against skin. After a long week of caring for grandkids or managing grown-up stress, she lets go, physically, emotionally, and releases that gush. Now you have a choice. You can recoil, joke, get up and grab a towel like it's an emergency. Or you can pause, stay present, maybe even smile, pull her closer and whisper, "You're incredible." In that moment, you've rewritten years of shame. She's not going to forget that, and neither will you. That kind of presence can deepen trust, boost intimacy, and strengthen your bond in ways that no supplement or performance aid ever could. So yes, my friend, it's safe, it's beautiful, and it's deeply meaningful when you embrace it without hesitation. But now let's explore the benefits, not just for your relationship, but for your own health and vitality as a man. When a man embraces intimacy with openness, compassion, and curiosity, something remarkable happens. Not just in the bedroom, but across his whole life. And I'm not just speaking from experience here, I'm speaking from science. Researchers have found that men who engage in emotionally connected intimacy, where they feel safe, honest, and present, tend to have lower blood pressure, improved cardiovascular health, less performance anxiety, and yes, even better erectile function. Why? Because when you're not stressing about performing, proving, or pretending, your body relaxes. Your nervous system shifts from fight or flight into rest and connect mode, and that's where real intimacy happens. That moment when you fully show up, listen to your partner's body, respond to her cues, and celebrate her pleasure as if it were your own. That's when you both begin to heal the old stories that say pleasure is dirty, embarrassing, or dangerous. Let's be honest, many men carry silent pressure around intimacy, pressure to last long, to be man enough to make her finish. But when you drop that pressure and embrace her natural responses like squirting or female ejaculation, not as a performance measure, but as a gift, the intimacy becomes less about achieving and more about connecting. You stop chasing the idea of intimacy and start living it deeply, presently, and joyfully. Let me give you a scene to picture. You're sitting with your partner in a warm bath, candles glowing, soft music playing. She leans her head against your shoulder and you talk. Not just about work or errands but about dreams, memories, pleasure. She tells you about a time she felt completely free and uninhibited. You listen, you smile, you hold her. That space where she feels safe enough to release physically and emotionally is what unlocks the most powerful, fulfilling experiences in mature intimacy, because it's not about friction, it's about freedom. Now here's a little bonus for you men who are wondering what's in it for you: plenty. When you engage in regular, emotionally connected intimacy, studies show it can boost your testosterone levels naturally, help regulate your cortisol, stress hormone, improve prostate function through regular ejaculation, and enhance your sense of purpose and self-worth. It's not magic, it's biology and connection working hand in hand. So when you're present with your partner, yes, even in the messiness of a powerful release, you're doing more than supporting her pleasure. You're fueling your own vitality too. You're saying, "I am safe in my skin. I can hold space for her. I'm here to connect, not just to perform. That's intimacy after 60, and it's the most potent kind there is. If you're still with me, wonderful. Now, let's wrap this up by talking about what I want you to actually do with this information. We'll give you a clear, human next step to help you grow closer to your partner and enjoy this new chapter of your life. Now, my dear, I want to bring it all together with something very human and very practical, because knowing the science is one thing, but living it, breathing it into your relationships, into your home, your heart, your hands, that's what turns this from a video into transformation. So here's what I want you to do, starting tonight, or the next time you're with your partner in a private, relaxed space. First, create emotional safety before anything physical happens. Ask her, how are you feeling today, or is there anything on your mind you want to share? When a woman feels emotionally held, her body softens, her nervous system tells her I'm safe, and that's when deeper arousal and sometimes female ejaculation can naturally unfold. Second, use slow, intentional touch. I want you to explore her body, not like a checklist, but like a map you've never traveled before. Start with her hands, her shoulders, her back. Let her breathe, let her sigh. Build intimacy like you'd build a fire, with patience, warmth, and attention. Third, talk about it. If squirting happens, don't go silent, don't panic, don't crack a joke to fill the air. Instead, whisper something kind like, that was beautiful, or I love how your body expresses pleasure. These words validate her experience. They honor her release. Fourth, help clean up without shame. Get a towel. Bring her water. Hold her after. This is about care, not cleanup. It says, I see you. I respect this moment, and I'm with you all the way through it. Fifth, reconnect after. Intimacy doesn't end at climax. Hold her, smile, talk, ask how she felt, share how you felt. That's how you build not just chemistry, but emotional legacy, the kind couples carry for decades. And now I want to speak directly to the men who might still feel unsure. Maybe you've never seen a woman ejaculate. Maybe you're worried you'll mess it up. Maybe this feels overwhelming. Let me tell you. There is no right way to do this perfectly. There is only presence, patience, kindness, curiosity. Those four things will take you farther than any technique or tip ever could. Because the truth is, most women aren't craving fireworks or fancy tricks. They're craving your attention, your non-judgment, your gentle leadership, your embrace of the whole experience, even the parts that feel new or unpredictable. That's what unlocks the deepest parts of her sensuality. That's what heals the silence we've carried for generations. That's what builds the kind of love that doesn't fade with time, but deepens with every shared moment, every awkward giggle, every messy sheet, and meaningful touch. Now, before I say goodbye, let me leave you with a gentle invitation. Ask one brave question tonight. It could be, what kind of touch makes you feel safe? Have you ever experienced female ejaculation before? What would you love to try just once? Let her answer in her own time. Listen, don't fix, don't rush. Just be there fully. Because when you do that, my dear, you're not just learning about squirting. You're learning about love. You're building a relationship that honors her, nourishes you, and lights up everything in between. So if you found value in this, I want you to do 3 things. Drop a comment, tell me what you learned or what question you still have. No shame here, only truth and curiosity. Hit that like and share this video. There's a man out there who needs this message. Maybe it's your brother, your friend, or even your future self. Subscribe to this channel for more real talk about intimacy. You and I, we're just getting started. Let's keep learning, healing, and growing together. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep living your most vibrant, connected life. I'll see you soon.